Hi, Hypnicity. Ah, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Ooh, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hmm. Hi, Randy. How you doing? Yeah, I do not know who has been monkey stomping on my throat chakra today, but we will be doing some throat chakra clearing here in a little bit once everybody comes back in. So, generous persons, if you are having throat struggles this morning, we'll definitely be doing some energy cleansing and clearing on that. That is a bit ridiculous. Sometimes it can be that we think that we've got a story that we need to share with the world, but we actually just need to hold it close in for just a little bit longer. We need to let the information percolate and come in. And so if you have something going on with your throat structure, I'm actually working on it right now. Randy has a monkey on my back. Hi, Diane G. Hi, Lottie B. Hi, Lori Huntsinger. Yeah, I'm working on the throat chakra actively right now. So if you have anything going on with the jaws, tongue, teeth, sinus, we'll get to the mid-back, sure. Throat, we're going to open up the ears. Yes, somebody was, I won't really say attacking because that's not the appropriate word, but part of what my gift is whenever I do my energy healing is that I open my channel up, and what I can do is I can feel into somebody else's stuff. And a lot of empaths will do this without knowing that they're actually doing this. And so sometimes they will be sad or depressed, or they'll feel a pain or anger, and it's not actually theirs. So when I was working on that, suddenly my throat was shutting down in the oracle read just now. A lot of times I think that's because somebody was in there and they didn't realize what they were doing. But yeah, we're just gonna, because whenever I go to clean and clear my throat and the energy around the throat chakra right now, that is going to help them as well. And the energy is timeless. So right now, if you are sensitive to energy, you can feel me on the throat. I do a lot of cleaning clearing for the meridians. The past couple of weeks I've been practicing consciously astral projecting. Does anybody have? Did some. When you start off, one of the things that you can do with your astral projection is to start off with a meditation and in your sacred sanctuary, which is an imaginary place that you create for yourself, and you just kind of beam yourself into that. You can also do the bubble technique and protect yourself by placing different colored bubbles around your initial bubble. So that'll be the light coming from above and from below. They'll meet in your heart space, and then you project that out all the way around you. And if you're empathic, or if you're going to be doing some sort of monkey shine like that, I would seriously turn up the volume from both of those protective lights from above and below, so that you are turned into basically a pillar of light, and then put some different colored bubbles around that beforehand. And then what I would do, a lot of times people want to project themselves to the other side of the planet. Practice by just beaming yourself or remote viewing your living room first. Start off, when we first start learning how to drive a car, most of us don't get out of a parking lot for a while because we're learning how to navigate the car. And so just do some short jaunts. Do them in your home first, then maybe progress out to your neighborhood and practice with that. And you might even practice that for about 3 months. And don't be bashful about staying within a safe boundary before you decide to do that. Oh, that's wonderful. So whatever the two, oops, the thingy jumped. So sorry about that. Yeah, whatever that heavy energy was, lifted away on Sunday morning. So happy. There's been a lot of big changes that have happened with this full moon. We certainly, oh, sure, you're welcome, did some. But we've definitely, with the Gregorian energies, we've changed nodes. And so that means that we have now stepped into the Pisces node for the North node, and Virgo is for the South node, instead of Libra and Aries. And so with that, I'm actually on the chest right now. I'm just still working the energy as I'm chatting away. So where was I? With the Pisces, that means that we are going to be leaning more into spiritual, opening things up spiritually. And then for the South node being in Virgo, you need to ensure that you're taking a guard your health. Virgo is especially one where you need to be looking over things like your diet and, what are you ingesting whenever you're in the digital world? Are you watching toxic TV shows? Be aware of the impact that your relationships can have on you as well. And just basically make sure that you are a little vigilant on, do I need this herb? Do I need this medication? What is it doing for me? How is my body doing? Look over your exercise. It doesn't all have to be in one go either. It's just a matter of stepping into it and being mindful of that as we go forward for the next 18 months. And that's with the Gregorian astrology, because we're still in the old systems. And the Lemurian, the Lemurian astrology is our new. And so since everybody is pretty much populated over here, hi Gypsy JJ. Okay, so I'm actually working some energy that's down and around the tummy and the hips right now. Yeah, it's like this, Randy. I felt the need to take a charcoal pill. Mm-hmm. Comedy shows are amazing. What are you feeding your brain? Bingo. Yep, got to be mindful. And that's just that we need to be aware first. So while everybody is in here, I'm going to go ahead and run us through some Lemurian light coding, just to get us on the same page. And absolutely, Karen Doyle is saying, my diet is insanely clean. And I believe it is exactly it. I believe it's part of my ascension process. And it will absolutely make it that much easier for your energies as you do this upgrade. Hi, Gypsy JJ. So, Kihe Ori Ora Mahakavatahi. Ite ingawa te to irita o atapuana. Wayu atapikta. Ite ingawa te fenui trarani tikta. Wayu atapikta. Ite ingawa te faya tama tuitatama. Wayu atapikta. Tihe Ori Ora. Yep. Ite o ube il I un ul o ep tana nu ma il I hakta toropa potehi tu makaki makakika naro hawa tu takima takika tai tu tehu upo. There we go. Wonderful. Wonderful. So I'm currently working a bit on the chest area. I want to go through the mid back. And again, I'm just kind of going through, this isn't a full meridian clearing, but I'm going through working on different meridians. Someone definitely had a throat imbalance. So that speaks of Tanita, which is the throat chakra for the Kaha system. So we're balancing that. We're putting some more beautiful blue energy into that. If you're having throat struggles right now, or you're coughing and your throat is closing on you, you can wear a necklace that has blue stones. Lapis lazuli is a gorgeous stone that's supportive for that. You're so welcome, Randy. I'm also working on stomach. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening around the heart, in between the shoulder blades, mid-back, stomach, spleen, gallbladder, liver. There's a lot of suppressed anger. There's a lot of banked fires on the liver meridians here. Because even if people are trying to walk through their Hia season, it is a bit of an endurance. But bunnies bounce. Oh no! Randy says that her stones are at another location. My car is in the shop. Look for a keychain that you could use that has a stone in it. Gives you an excuse to go to a rock shop. Be careful with those. I end up walking out with like half the shop. I blame my mother. She's a rock hound. We're like crows or something. Ooh, it's shiny. Wonderful. Okay, right now, just to let you know, if you're sensitive to energy, I'm right now working underneath the diaphragm. There's some trapped energy that's underneath that. Hi, Leah. And some for the small intestines. Oh, that's somebody has got some unhappy tummy issues, which doesn't surprise me. This time of year, we've gone from, happy feasting to, oh, I should probably pay attention to my diet. And then your body kind of goes into shock because it's like, wait a minute, we were enjoying something and now we're having to cleanse. That's a little challenging. So we need to be gentle. If you're doing a detox or you're looking at your diets, make sure that you are gentle and supportive to your body. His stones are on my dash too. Ophelia is a great name for a car. Yeah, I have one and her name is Baby. I have a truck. She's sidelined for now. You see, I have an issue, lower left abdomen. Nothing is showing up. Let me see if I can feel into this for you, Leah. And of course, anybody is free to hop into this. I know I don't normally name my trucks, and I mean, she's a she. That's just it. Hello, Utica. Utica right now is to dial you in. I'm working on some meridian cleaning and clearing, and so I'm working on abdominal right now. Just moving the energy. A lot of times we'll have stagnant energy in our tummies because when we have emotions, we will shove them into our tummy space as we're running through the door. Gotta go out, gotta do stuff. And big hugs to you. Big hugs to all the Hunas and everybody that's missing Huna Flash. Wow, someone just did a massive pop and a release. That would have been neck going into the shoulder on the right-hand side. Okay, well, we'll get to that too. Hopefully it stays. We're just doing some energy clearing here today, people. I'm surprised my internet's not actually showing full bars today, so we'll just keep the good vibes going. And yeah, for anybody that's joining in that didn't see that on the other oracle card read, my Lemurian mentor, Huna Mauta Taki, or Mauta Kumara Taki, has transitioned over. He crossed the Rainbow Bridge on January 10th. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. Oh, wonderful, Lori. Yeah, that was a great pop. That was a great release there. So right now we're still working through, there is a lot of energy in between the heart space. So not even just the heart space, it's the chest space, and then the tummy. The amazing thing about him being on the other side is not only has he rejoined the continuum, a lot of times we'll go back and forth, and that's just it. When we're down here, the Hunas especially, it's a matter of remembering. And so we know that we come and go this side to that side, to this side to that side. So it is a return and an inner. Maybe Rascal's with him. Rascal might actually still be with you or around you. Hi, Shanna B. So if you see, maybe you might see or feel her around, in and around the house. Sometimes it'll look like a mist. Sometimes it'll be shadows. You'll distinctly know it's her, though. And sometimes, yeah, that's just it. I can feel her. So my guess is she'll stay somewhere near the house. The older that they are, sometimes it can take a couple weeks to even a month or longer. When my heart horse left, it took months before he decided to leave. A dark vapor. Just feel into it. A lot of times it'll be kind of a silvery gray or a white mist. But if the dark vapor feels like her, of course, she was also a black hound, so that's probably it too. Just as long as it feels like her, then it will be her for sure, sure. And sometimes they're just nosy. A lot of times they want to be around you because they want to make sure that you are transitioning and dealing well with what's happening. And so, as I was saying, with with the Lemurian, this is most of why I try to speak so much in the codes, is because you will resonate with that, and most of it is it's waking up and activating the memories, the stuff that's already inside of you. So most of my work is actually just helping us with our transition from the carbon into the crystalline, and to remember the Lemurian codes so that we can come online ourselves. And so you'll hear in that original login coding, the harmonization coding, you can hear Wayuwatapu. And what that means is, I remember you. Aw, thank you so, so much. Yeah, that's just it, Unica or Utica. I had hoped that you would have gotten sealed too, so I cannot. That was why I was trying to encourage people before last year, even with an online ceremony, because that's where I got my Huna seal, was online. And but unfortunately, I cannot do what he did. That was his gift, and his gift was to go through. And that was most of the ceremony, was going through your name, and he could then. It's like whenever you're looking out through a dirty window, and that's just that the light distortion, the light that comes in from the central sun. And I'm kind of on the tummy, so I'm just going to keep energy working while I am chatting with everybody. As the undistorted light comes from the central sun, it does come through each of our stargates each month of the year. So, like right now, for example, it's coming through Sirius A, which is called Kahu, which is the whale, and then it beams down here. Well, down here we have these charming 2D entities that have been a part of the last 26,000 years that have created this system in place. So we would call it the Age of Capricorn. So these 2D entities, they think life's pretty good for them down here. They got their little parasites going, so their little paradise is going down here. Well, what they did was they placed filters on us. And so with the seal ceremony, what was happening was he was polishing the lens, as he said. He was removing some of that. Sorry, I've got one foot in one world and one foot in the other world. I'm actually working through our energy systems right now, and then channeling just a little bit, and then trying to read comment sections. So I'm falling on the speech center, because whenever I go pretty deep into my energy healing, that's a right brain activity for me, and I tend to lose my speech center whenever I do that. There is a lot. Speaking to Annie Bear, these stargates, they'll travel through his organs. They can. And the universe is absolutely so within, as, like as above, so below. Beautiful. So, yes. Yeah, that was just it. Utica, with you and your dragon, it's going to be something that you evolve with that dragon. And that will be between you two. I've just been trying to give people tools so that they can wake up and remember for themselves. You missed the high. Were you not here for the light codes that we just did? aim kind of into it. I have felt the wood. Funny you should mention that because we are in currently it is the wood dragon. I thought it was cosmic dragon this year. Up the spine. We are moving into the year of the snake if you follow the Chinese traditional New Year. You weren't here as well. Give me just a few because I'm still doing some energy work. And then afterwards, what I'll do is I'll redo the Lemurian codes. I just want to, I can feel there's a lot of gunk. I don't know what everybody's been doing. It's like you guys have all been drinking adult beverages or something. I don't know. Eating bags of Doritos or something. It feels pretty gunky. Okay, great. There's a lot of people that have been remembering bits and pieces. And yeah, that's just it, Diane G. I'm going to speak to this right quick. You're remembering the bits and the pieces and you're trying to piece them together. And that was just lit. Whenever I came across Huna Flash in 2021, I was already remembering bits and pieces of Lemuria. Anything that had Lemuria in it, I was already on it. It was just in you allow it to resonate. Oh no. Hypnicity says I'm a year of the rat and we don't like snakes. Well, there's a whole bunch of online stuff for the Chinese New Year, and I'm sure that they'll tell you things that you can do to kind of tuck yourself away and keep your head low for this upcoming year. A long time. A lot of us have been here for a very long, long time. Yeah, Utica, perfect. This is exactly it. This month, 852 hertz frequency music is very supportive, and it speaks of Tanara, which is the brow chakra. The throat chakra won't actually. I don't know why everybody's been fixated on the throat this month, because the throat chakra is next month with unity. So this is actually we are gathering the knowing. That's this year. So we are gathering the knowing for this month before we can speak, because we really should gather a knowing before we speak. Yeah. Annie Bear saying that she's the astrology sign of the ox. Randy says she loves all the animals. Yeah, I'm Chinese sign of the dog myself. Hibernation for a year would be, well, you'll feel it. Annie Bear, whenever you go to do meditations, and in fact, that's one that I can do too in just a few minutes. I'll go through the Kaha system, and you'll hear it. Randy will be tickled at this. Ma'ita actually stands for two of the chakras. The one chakra is our star connection over our heads. It's about 2 feet up and over our heads. And the other one is about 2 feet into Mother Earth. And that is also Ma'ita. But what happens is you can feel into it, even if you're taking a walk and you just take a breath in, close your eyes, and then you can feel around into Mother Earth. Take your beam of light from your heart, shoot it down into Mother Earth. You'll feel her embrace. And then you can feel it snick into place. It'll be like this disc of white light. And yes, Ma'ita is two different chakras, depending on which Ma'ita you need. Either the one that is connecting you out to the central sun, or the one that is connecting you to Matea herself. Mm-hmm. Did I explain the Earth Star chakra very well? That is also called Ma'ita. Okay. Huh, Rossi, I was told I was a Lemurian elder. You probably are, especially if you're here. Yeah. That's just that anybody that is here, I automatically claim you as a Lemurian. And you can feel into that, but it's almost a guarantee. If you've managed to find me here on YouTube, 17 people are watching at this moment too. That's pretty cool. Um, you'll feel it in your bones. And so whenever I'm doing the login, the harmonization that I do, it is connecting us to the elders, to the other side, and it is remembering us what we are doing here. I am one of the Lemurian grandmothers, which is part of why my whale, I think, came in. I'll be. Now that's interesting. Lori Hunsinger, she says, I'm feeling the third eye. Utica, it's been a low vibrational energy, but I'm enjoying how it's increasing my feeling of happiness. That's just it. And it unveils. You can step into that knowing then, which is really cool. The giant drum face. Actually, there is a lot that I found yesterday and last night. I was doing a lot of cleaning, clearing last night and connecting and allowing things to come in. And I was told to do some research into plasma energies. And so I'm going to go ahead, if anybody is feeling this right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ground off the rest of this energy down through the legs. I'm going to go kind of fast. It might tickle the knees a bit here. Waiting for the signal. Okay, down towards the ankles. This is meridian clearing that I'm doing right now. And then you'll be able to feel it go through your feet. There's a lot of stagnation in the feet. If you feel so moved, and if it will not harm your feet, stomp your feet into the ground. Good, thank you. That just helps to ground off, and it activates the ting points that we'll be doing here just soon on your feet. Well done. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to bring some energy back up this morning. Great. Okay, for everybody that missed it earlier, I'm going to go ahead and do some more Lemurian light coding right quick. This will be the harmonization, a set of undoing, and then I'm also going to be doing, I cannot remember the name of it. Owata. There we go. Pillar of light. Okay, so we'll start with the harmonization. Tie, ori, hora. Mahakawatahi, it ingwa, tito irita otono, wayuatapu, it ingwa, tefenu, tarani, tau, wayuatapu, it ingwa, tafaya tamatuatama, wayuatapu, tihe, ori, ora. Okay, and I am being urged to actually share with you what these mean. So I'm going to bring up the words because I am still slightly in shock that Huna Flash has passed to the other side. So this is the harmonization. It's also called the Waikara or the login. So I'm going to explain to you what these words mean that I have been using all this time. And I had been told by the dolphins actually not to share until now. But the reason why is because it's better for you if your conscious and subconscious mind don't have something to fight against. But these are what the words mean. Tihe, ori, ora. Grateful for the breath of life. From the void of the cradle of creation comes first light, ma. First breath, ha. First birth, ka. First love, wa. First stone, ta. First fire, hi. Maha ka wa ta hi. In the first dimension, it ingawa, in the name of the iri, the vibration, the o, the frequency, the wana, the energy, wayuwatapu, I remember. Second dimension, it ingawa, in the name of Tefinui, the land, Tararani, the sky, Tiktau, the water, Wayuwatapu, I remember. Third dimension, in the name of It Ingawa, Tafaya, the mother, Tamatua, the father, Tatama, the child, Wayuwatapu, I remember. multidimensionality. Dihe mori ora. Grateful for the breath of life. Yes, they are holy words and they're big words. And so whenever I was telling everybody for this last year that I have been uniting you to multi-dimensions, that's what it means. It begins with the energy, the frequency, the vibration. It connects you to the land, water, sky. It connects you to feminine energies with the mothers, masculine energies with the fathers. Tatama is the high heart, which is the child as well. We remember you. We remember our connections. We remember ourselves. We remember being in Lemuria, and we remember being now. You're so welcome. So very, very welcome. The 0 point energy was something of Huna Flash's signature. He was very connected to the 0 point, and that is Unrata, I believe. Yep, okay, Unrata. And so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Utica, this in Lemuria, sure. If you wish to connect to the feminine energy, that's Tefenui. Let me make sure the spelling right quick. No, it's Tefaya. Tefenui would be the land, but Tefaya. So here we go. Again, spelling. EA. So Tefaya is the mother energy. Hi, Maria. Welcome. We've been going through some of the Lemurian codes here. So if you listen to the replay, you'll be able to hear quite a few of them. And the one that I usually use to get everybody on the same page energetically. And now you can understand whenever I say that it's to get you on the page energetically, I mean it. And it's a multi-dimensionality thing that happens. The other thing that I wanted to do was I'm going to run through an undoing and a doing right quick. And that is, like I said, it was Huna Flash's party piece. And so what that does is it brings the energy back to 0 point. It clean slates negative stories, and it will help to clear any of the distortions that are in the fields. Okay, cool. We'll run through this one right quick. You're welcome. Last one that I'm going to do is the words to the Po'ata. The Po'ata is the slow rising pillar of light, and it connects our Kaha system to the central sun. Actually, I'm hearing to go through the Kaha system right quick. Would you like to have your chakras in Lemurian is called the Kaha system? Or would you like me to clean and clear your chakras for you, your Kahas? You go, whoa. And that's one too. If you guys are getting overwhelmed with the energies, the frequencies, the vibrations, just let me know. Okay, great. Okay. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to connect and clean and clear. We're going to be using what's called Tukupinga Maui. And what that means is the net of Maui. And Maui is the children from heavens or the children from the stars. So even back then, they understood with the Lemurian languaging that it is, we are from the heavens. We are descended from the heavens. Stardust. We are stardust. Great. Let me just get balanced here. And if you feel dizzy, just be sure to sit down, and you can take a nice deep breath in and imagine Mother Earth holding you. Tukupinga Maui, Ma'ita, Tukupinga Maui, Ha'irua, Tukupinga Maui, Te Ariki, Tukupinga Maui, Tanaro, Tukupinga Maui, Tinira, Tukupinga Maui, Maki, Tukupinga Maui, Tuko, Tukupinga Maui, Matako, Tukupinga Maui, Tawahi, Tukupinga Maui, Toi, Tukupinga Maui, Muki Muki, Tukupinga Maui, Taro, Tukupinga Maui, Ma'ita. And that Ma'ita is the Earth Star Chakra. We're going to go back up through. We've gone from the top. We're going down into the Earth Star Chakra. And now we're getting ready to go from the Earth Star Chakra back up through our star connection, our star chakra over the top of the head. But we're going to go all the way through. So starting with the ground chakra, Earth Star Chakra, Ma'ita, Tukupinga Maui, Taro, Tukupinga Maui. This is going to be the Taro is the first chakra, root chakra. Toi, which is your sacral chakra, Tukupinga Maui. Muki Muki, Tukupinga Maui. Tawahi, solar plexus, Tukupinga Maui. Tiko, the heart chakra, Tukupinga Maui. Matako, Tukupinga Maui. Tinira, Tukupinga Maui, throat chakra. Tanaro, Tukupinga Maui, brow chakra, or third eye chakra. Maki, Tukupinga Maui. Te Ariki, crown chakra, Tukupinga Maui. Wa'irua, Tukupinga Maui. And Ma'ita, Tukupinga Maui, which connects you out to the central sun. There you go. There we go. It's like Randy's enjoying herself there. We just balanced everybody's chakras. And as I said, in Lemuria, that is called the Kaha system. Okay. And what I did was I aligned you to the net of Maui, which is the grid work, children from the stars, children from the heavens. Beautiful. Wow. That's a little unexpected, but nice. We'll take that. Sinus is cleared. My guess would be that you had congestion on your third eye chakra, the brow chakra. So as that opens, you'll have more knowing. So don't be surprised if either in your dreams or you're just, grabbing a sandwich or something and going, I never thought of that. Sometimes you'll have energy and information that comes in. Wow, hypnicity, that's amazing. My right eye is tearing up. That's information that's coming in, cleaning and clearing. That's cool. And again, hypnicity, be prepared for potentially seeing different things. Visions could be coming in. Also, auditory is another one. You may suddenly start hearing things that you can't hear. Timestamp it. Yeah, I'm sure I probably will be whenever I come back through again. And that's the other thing, is that you'll be able to hear these and get these visions or energies rather on the replays. It's going to be just as potent. No dreams. Sometimes my dreams are real stinkers and they will not. They're just like clam or something. No, you cannot have anything. And then other ones, like this, I'm starting to get visions. Wait till you start having visions whenever you're awake. It's pretty wild. Yeah, it's like the hypnicity saying I'm experiencing some remote viewing. Hypnicity's turning into a grandmother. Yeah. All of us, the women, we hold, that's part of why it's the triple, usually you have, maid, mother, crone. for the foundation for the women. And it's all at the same time. Oh, you are so welcome. Yeah, the last thing that I wanted to do is the poata. I do want to simply, usually it's the poata is done as light in action. But for one thing, I don't have my staff in here. And for the other thing is I probably whack the snot out of the ceiling and other items. So I'm going to go through the poata right quick. Again, these are just more Lemurian light codes that are going to be activating you. Okay? Hakata, Toropa, Potahi Tuma Kakima Kakika, Naro, Hawatu Takima Takika Taitu, Teu, Upo. Beautiful. My spine is feeling happy and fluid. Gorgeous. Lots of shiny fractals. That's cool. Very, very cool. When you get your visions or in the awake state, it can be kind of jarring sometimes whenever you're going along. It's like, whoa, we've been so conditioned to, oh, you're crazy if you see things. And that's just it. Sometimes the visions will come in whenever you're awake. And it can be, it's like you're looking at two different things at the same time. Mm-hmm. Utica is asking this, will these codes also to revoke all bindings, energies? Yes. When I do the undoing, that is what the undoing is for. It collapses all of that. It takes it down to 0 point. And by that, what I mean is all of the negative and unaligned and distorted, the light distortions, the filter distortions that have been put into place on us down here, it will collapse to 0 point, which is sheer potentiality. So you're able to clean slate everything and then to work from that clean slate going forward. Well, cool. Shannon B. Feel pressure around my ears. So with Shannon B, you may actually be getting more of the visions, but it's going to be auditory visions. So you may hear different ringing in the ears. You may also hear strange buzzing sounds that may sound differently. You may hear things come in differently as well. So be open to that. Those sounded like the haka. Yes, actually, they are some of the different positions from the haka, from the Maori, and that is exactly it. That is precisely where those come from. That's just that I've had people, just to clarify for people that may be listening in and they think that I'm just making this stuff up, it's called Ancient New for a reason. What this is Huna Flash, who's just passed over the Rainbow Bridge this week on January 10th. I learned from him, and he was taught and trained, because he was Maori, he was taught and trained in the mystery schools in New Zealand. So this information was kept sacred and handed down through the mystery schools. And so much of the stuff that you will see and hear are Maori. Some of these codes will be transcendent too. And that's why I say some of this stuff is seed sounds that go around the globe. That's why some people were suddenly resonating with like the Meridian codes, because at that point, it was Tara, and it was based over in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Iceland, the northern, like Sweden, Denmark, which actually is where we're in the same alignment right now. So it's you're going to get different seed sounds in different areas. Like, for example, some people will resonate with Mongolia. And Mongolia is also aligned with, that would be Lemuria 3. And that was based in India, Indochina, so China, and Mongolia. And that would have been called Shangri-La. So sometimes when you're listening to, I think it was simply called The Who, like the throat singing from the singers in Mongolia. You can pick up the vibrations and the resonant frequencies from that, and it's vibrating and resonating your DNA at the same time. Basically, if you're being drawn to these different things, there are seed sounds embedded in different languages, because Lemuria was not just located in New Zealand area. That is one of the locations of it, but it has traveled around the globe in different iterations. And so these different cultures will have seed sounds, and it will resonate with you, and it will help to bring more of your Lemurian codes online as well. So, yeah, it's a little, it's a lot. Letting go of the limiting beliefs, absolutely. And that's all any of us can ask. You're really only going to be able to hear what you can take on board in this moment. And sometimes you'll need to be coming back multiple times over to what I'm offering with the energy work, or when I am saying the codes and everything. It may take several times, because what's happening is you may think that there's nothing happening, or you may think, oh, I'm just a slow learner. The reason why is because you may have had filters put in place over the top of that. Again, the undoing. The other thing is, sometimes whenever you're going through, think about a house foundation. They have to lay brick by brick by brick by brick. That takes time. So sometimes your foundation may need to be laid before you can even consider having some of this stuff rearranged. Interdimensional. Let's see what we got here. Interdimensional. She shared a week or so ago, the flashes of lights. Yes, actually, yeah. Has anybody seen those? Those I did about a week or so ago. If you would have seen one that was called an alchemy of the 1st through the 10th dimension, and we actually shot up all the way up into the 12th dimension. And so what I needed to do was to clean and clear everybody. If you get to the 8th dimension with me for cleaning, that brings you into the realm of the masters, the ascended masters. And so you may suddenly smell roses out of the blue. That's usually connected to Mother Mary, one of the ascended masters. Or you may suddenly be seeing flashes of violet light. That would be connected to Saint Germain, also Joseph, and that is the violet flame. But there's a whole bunch of ascended masters. And then I was trying to get everybody up into at least the 10th dimensional beings. These are interdimensional beings, and they're the ones that have been hanging out with me for quite a few years now. And so you will see light orbs, different colored light orbs, and the flashes of the lights that come and go. And those are 10th dimensional beings that are coming and going. Yeah, I got a cacao that's finding her voice. That's cool. You were kind of shy whenever we first met. Yeah, neat. Watching King Arthur with his falcon release the bird and it turned towards me. Wow, that's kind of cool. Huh. So a message. Actually, that's fascinating, because that individual right now, he is trying to clean and clear and purify our food system. We've had a lot of shenanigans happening with our food system. People have been, quite frankly, they were never supposed to do that, but they've been putting a lot of gunk into our foods and our environment that we never should have had in our food. So with that, he speaks to the purification, which fatwa is the falcon, is the sign of the falcon. And the essence of that month is purification. Oh, cool. Lori. Let me see. Terry, from Terry Holding Your Space, established a new neural pathway during our meditations this week. I feel the same area of my brain vibrating again. Beautiful. So our star families are giving us many new gifts this week. Absolutely. That is very cool. I am so glad. Gypsy JJ, she's saying, I'm seeing the shiny flashes, fractal buzzing. Oh, that's great. Wonderful. Beautiful. That's wonderful. Yes, hypnicity, that's also gonna, Mongolia, Shangri-La is it, and that would include the Tibet. Mm-hmm. It's the same Indonesia pantheon then that would be in that for the Lemuria. in the sky. Always make sure that the physical is good. Yeah, blood pressure, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one too. Anytime that I have suggested things, you need to check in because I will say it again. You are the highest authority on you. So if I have offered a technique, if I'm suggesting something and you're not resonating with it, you need to take on board that wisdom because you know who you are. Okay? Scoot you down. And yep, absolutely. That's just it. Southeast Asia is part of Lemuria, absolutely. And it would be what we call the Ring of Fire today. So it's going to include things with that is going to be, oh golly, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, absolutely. It's going to be all the way up through, because what happened was there was a continent named Mu. That's where Lemuria comes from. And then during the last battle, and that would have been Lemuria 4, but the fight between Atlantis and Lemuria, both of them fell underneath the waves, basically. Broke apart. The 12th dimension. Yep. Flashes, ringing in the ears. Yeah, it takes a long time to get used to this. And I'm going to speak to this right quick because, see, a lot of times people are like, oh, you're getting old, so your ears are ringing. No, what's been happening is we've been having photons coming from the central sun, and it's exciting our eardrums, and it's elevating what's happening with our DNA. Sometimes people will say it's because we've got, what's it called? Angels. Angels will do the same thing to us. It's the same sort of a thing. But a lot of times you'll have the pitches will change. Sometimes one ear will be ringing, one ear won't be ringing. And it's another version of the information coming in through these, through your senses, through your auditory senses. I'm way behind. You guys are like, yeah, hypnicity. This is why. Yep. It's the same individual. So yeah. Now I know why I heard being around the Babylonians and ancient Babylons. Yeah, you're absolutely remembering. Yes, and this is exactly it. That's what I'm talking about with the seed sounds. You can hear them in the root of the language, and that was some of the gift that Hunaflash had with his seals. What he was doing was he was listening to your name, and because he was gifted with being able to, he had a lot of different languages that he knew. And so he was pulling back the name and listening to the seed sounds of that to bring out your actual real human essence. But sadly, he was the only one that could do that. At least at this point, he had received a seal from the Kumara to be able to do that. So, but there's a whole bunch of us that have had our Huna seals revealed, and honestly, the universe is very much like Mother Nature. Where there's a will, there's a way. And so that gift may come forward with another, and we'll just simply have to watch and wait and see if anybody comes forward with that gift again. But yeah, you'll definitely like this. Have the experience of, but I don't know the language, but yes, seeing and hearing things, absolutely. Drawn to Mongolia. Yep. And that is Lemuria 3. And that was called Shangri-La. Okay. You're being stepping the forward there into the future. Randy knows who she is. That's amazing. Oh, this is wonderful. Absolutely. And thank you to the ancestors and to the angels themselves. Seeing them fall away. In 2021 and 2022, it was incredible to me just how fast the timelines were bleeding into each other and fading and coming and going. It was incredible. And I kept urging everybody as much as I could. It's like, look, even if you don't understand, try to stay in a higher vibration. And by that, just simply trying to keep as high vibe as you could. So silly cat videos or comedies, anything that make you laugh, to stay up higher and to stay in that higher frequency. Because like Annie Bear was saying, seeing timelines peel away. It was important, especially in 2022, to stay in that higher timeline as the other ones fall away. Huh, that's cool. Utica's thinking of moving to New Zealand. Wow. If you're feeling drawn to Utica, you might go. Yep. So it's not tinnitus. Nope. It could be. It could be. Now, I will say, if you've been like around a whole bunch of rock concerts, or if you've been in something like the construction industry where you've been around jackhammers and the like, yeah, you're going to obviously have some real true physical damage to your ears. But that's also, something that you could work with. But a lot of times what I'm getting from people, it's not an old age thing. It's the fact that we're getting information from the universe, and it's beginning to impact our hearing because it's coming through. And I'll give you a neat new puzzle piece. Who was Kumara? That would have been Taki. Huna Flash shared last year in January. No, not January. July. That was on a call where Utica had asked him specifically about the seal, and he had said that it had bounced from, to give you an idea of the length of time, the seal ceremony that he did was gifted to him from, I believe, Sanat Kumara. It was absolutely Kumara. And it had not been on Earth since the time of Solomon, King Solomon. So it was quite the gift to have. But, we're also moving into an era where some of the technologies from the past are important for us as we step forward and through. But I also think that as the photons are lifting up Mother Earth, that as she changes and we are getting the energy, the undistorted light from the central sun, we're going to be upgrading. So a lot of it is going to be just simply stay with our knowing and keep one foot in front of the other. If like for me, example, I have just a very fast but very simple energy practice that I put in place. When I'm awake in the morning, I usually dial through my meridians. I'm working through typically a horse or a different group of animals and people that I'm working with. And at the same time, I'm doing my Lemurian key codes to balance everything in my energy field. It does not have to be fast. You may go for a walk and be doing energy balancing with that. It's what is natural to you. Some people, they will be doing singing. Some people will have light language that comes through, and that will be their version of meditation. What you need to establish, however, is to continue to do this day after day after day, because as the universe notices that you are continuing to use these gifts and to work with and to keep asking for more knowledge or more understanding, or can you help me, then you will receive more of that from the universe. It will go, okay, you've got the bandwidth to be able to tolerate this. Okay, you're actually working on yourself spiritually. And again, I'm going to loop back to, I'll speak to Rossi's in just a second, but it loops back to the Gregorian pointing to the North Node is moved into Pisces. The last time that it was in Pisces was, I believe, 1857, which is ironic because that was where my other house in the Midwest had been started. So interesting key point there for me. But that was the last time that the North Node had been in Pisces. And of course, that led in the United States to a large opening to the expansion of our spiritual gifts. It was a big questioning of the age of spirituality. And so you had people that were bringing out the psychic gifts, like the Ouija board, trying to speak, to communicate with spirits on the other side, and to open up our spiritual understanding. So energetically speaking, we are back in that same energy capsule. It has just opened up I believe it is going to continue, and somebody like Valerie Bradshaw from Illumination Portal will probably be able to double check this for me. But it will be here for 18 months. So as we're doing this, you are automatically being aligned with a really big support to look into, what do I believe on this? Is this working for my energy system? Is there something that I can find? And sometimes just looking on YouTube, doing internet searches, you'll be able to come across. It's like, Rossi, this is the second time that I have been hearing of gifts moving me forward from the time of King Solomon. That was a really long time. Yep. And like this, I don't know what preceded before this, but it's like people are mad. Oh, well, I thought I was telling the truth. That's all you can do, too. You can only speak your truth as you know it in the moment, and things are definitely going to be evolving. It's like Annie Bear. She says, I want to learn Reiki. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You know, most of my gift with my energy healing, I learned hands-on Shiatsu for horse and rider. And it is Meridian based, but it was very much a physical hands-on. Now, when my heart horse Galahad retired, I immediately did a hands-on Shiatsu for him. He's a horse. And we began playing around one day, just simply, how far away can my hands be from you to actually move your energy? And we began playing. And I would really encourage you, especially if you're going to do energy work, one, make sure that you are not using your own energy. Do the bubble technique that you've heard me talk about multiple times. If you go back through some of the live chats, you will see that I have time-stamped. Look specifically for the bubble technique. Do that, because what you need to make sure of is that you are using universal light and universal energy to do an energy healing for somebody else, be it animal or a human. And play is the other thing. You'll want to just play with this. You know, as little kids, we spent hours playing with things and learning things. And that is really the best way to do it. But as I said, if you're doing an energy healing for someone and you come away drained, even if it's just a card reading or something, that means that you're doing it incorrectly. Don't worry about it, because all of us are amateurs. It's very much an amateur mistake. Again, what you need to do is imagine the light coming from above, washing all the way through you. It can be whatever color it wants to be that day. It can change, or it can stay the same color. But just imagine a fire hose of light or a big column of light, power washing from above, go all the way down through your body and into Mother Earth. Keep that light going. At the same time, Mother Earth is going to bring her energy up, let it be whatever color it needs to be, and it will come up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, all the way back up through your body and into your heart space. And then in the heart space, both lights are going to meet, form a bubble around your heart. And then you push that bubble all the way around you. And don't worry, you'll be able to feel what is your natural size. For some people, it can be 3 feet. For other people, it can be 10 feet or more, depending on what size you need in your bubble. But that is the energy flow that you use to do the other stuff. And you know that you have done it correctly, because instead of feeling drained, when you have done it correctly, you will come away from it feeling energized. When I was doing the hands-on with people, I had horses lined up a mile long. And the amazing thing on it is I could keep going all day. I was getting more and more energy from balancing their meridians. Just that's just it. I mean, I just was going. Jennifer, if anybody's feeling moved to this one, Annie Bear is saying that she's finding resonance with a lady named, she's indigenous. So Jennifer Lisa Vest, if anyone is feeling called, she's a dreaming woman. So all genders. Yep. So she is a woman who dreams. Tanis, different lifestyle will teach. Ricky. Rossi is giving us different Reiki stuff. Okay, so this kind of ties a little bit into something that I did want to bring up, and I know I'm continuing on here for a little bit longer than I expected to, but that's okay. Last night I was brought back into the plasma field because the plasma field is absolutely where I'm headed to and looking at. And kind of like Annie Bear is talking about the ancient and the indigenous and everything. When I was looking into this, because I initially started off with sound, I was interested in what sounds that the plasma energy can create. And I had forgotten about it, but back in the day, there had been, it was a live action from Disney. It was the Sorcerer's Apprentice. And the man that they had depicting the apprentice in that, he was playing with Tesla coils. And the plasma was arcing all around his work studio, and it was making sound. Well, the girl that he fancied at the time was on a radio station, and he said, I didn't realize it, but the plasma energies that I've been working with have been making their own music, and I hadn't heard it. And so he was able to create a song that imitated a song she had played on the radio by using the plasma energies. So whenever I looked at this, I came across a video. Let me see if I've written down the name of the people. It was just dropped. It was called Metaphysical is the name of the channel. And so it was their latest video, and I think it was 4 days ago. So Metaphysical. So if anybody is science-minded, what they were doing was they were looking at and asking the same question, and what they found actually pertains to the pictographs that are located in various regions of the world. But primarily what they were looking at are the owl eye shapes. There is another shape where it looks like 9 balls that is in a column, a line. And that is the variation of that would be the scorpion or the ladder energies. And so what that actually is not only did the plasma create sound, but the plasma actually, the images that were created in labs from the plasma is the exact same thing that they were finding on the pictographs in, get this, petroglyphs from Easter Island, Newgrange in California, my own Columbia River Basin, also in Romania and other places in Europe. Now here's the cool thing. They were recording a plasma sky event that apparently did come from the sun, our sun. And the pictographs that were done, the depictions of them, even from the squatting man images, they are aligned to what the people saw in that area. And they were aligned, they were oriented towards the magnetic south. The other thing that also resonated with them was that as the plasma column, so those 9 balls in a chain or the ladder imagery, as it evolved, what happened is the shape changed into 56 filaments. These are 56 different individual rays. And then they began to start to spiral around each other before coming together like galaxies. There are indigenous tribes that make it a point. Not only was it depicted on the pictographs with 56 rays coming out, but when they go to do their headdresses for either the medicine men or those that are leaders that are in charge of the tribes, they use 56 feathers in that headdress. So I just wanted to share that with everybody because, again, there is a lot of stuff that is coming through with Lemuria that is also tied in with the indigenous tribes around the world, and these are ancient new. So we are remembering that we do have a very deep connection with the plasma. Late November, I actually had a vision myself, which I don't normally do, but she was amazing. She was beautiful, big, huge purple whale. And she was bringing in a plasma beam, sparkly plasma purple beam, onto planet Earth herself. So it's going to be interesting to see what the connections are going forward. Yay! I hope so. Yeah, cell rods. I immediately thought of her as well. So there are a lot of the connections, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on with plasma right now. And plasma, as we step forward and through, is the way of the future. It is part of the landscape for what's going to be called Age of Aquarius in the Gregorian, but that is literally our planet Matea. That is the delivery of the finishing out and the stepping into planet Matea, which is Lemuria 5. So it'll be really interesting to see. Mm-hmm. That's just it. It's like Hypnicity saying there are a lot of powwows. There's a lot of powwows around here too. And so it was stunning to me to see on the petroglyph what they were depicting and to see that side by side with the plasma imagery that they were doing. See here. SGs are at work. Yeah. Following her as well. The instrument can sing flowers and tree leaves. Beautiful. It is beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, 111. That's a great number. Well, that is what I'm bringing to the table today for everybody. So that was quite a bit of learning to ride our canoes as we go through, ride the waves. A lot of info as we come in. Oh, that's nice. So, Miss Annie Bear. Looks like this Jennifer lady will be on with Marina at Heart and Soul. No, Marina at Heart Centered Tarot and Linda G. And I can't remember Linda G. She was, I want to say Apache. Hopefully I didn't do that wrong. Go to a powwow. Usually the powwows are held in May. Not a long time since I've been to a powwow. I went to one for our nations here. If you go to a powwow, you have to try the fry bread. It is amazing. Oh, she's Comanche. See, I knew I'd mess that up. I am so sorry. I know. Sorry, wrong tribe. Yeah, it does go back. Yeah, Linda is Comanche, and I apologize, Linda. Comanche she is then. Oh, that's a small world since Utica is saying that her nephew lives there, and since Utica is sitting in India, East India right now, it's a small world after. It's even more so now that we're finding our connections and finding our family, our Lemurian family does extend all around the globe. We have Hunas literally around on every continent, all the way around the world. So you will find them absolutely everybody. Yep. Okay, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and end this one for the week. And I actually have a pretty busy 3D world week for me ahead, so I'm probably not going to be on any shows. I'm not slated for any shows this week. I'm not feeling moved at the moment, but if something comes up, I might go ahead and hop in later in the week. Yeah, the video just shut itself off. I think it's just simply because we're getting ready to hop off over here. And I'll try to dial through and do the timestamps below. I've been trying to do those. Yeah, not just me, thank you. I really appreciate that. Not just me being careful and gentle with myself. I think everybody needs to be with themselves. And that is another warning that I'm going to give you. It's another echo. Again, I'm going to say when we shifted into Virgo in the South Node, this is the one Gregorian sign that all of us think that we beat ourselves up and we're really our own worst self critic. Virgos tend to really be super duper demanding and commanding with themselves. And a lot of times we need to remember we're human too. So if you're running into something when you're doing like your health checks, you're looking over your diet or something, and you begin to beat yourself up, be sure to rein that in. Rein in your inner critic and go, you didn't know, or that was then, this is now. Because that literally was a different energy then. But you really will want to pay attention to your health, especially for these current months, these 18 months. So now I'm going forward. But I love you all. Thank you so, so, so much for being here with me today. I really appreciated the love and the support. I never wanted to mention, Flash passing over. It was a bit of a shock that he's departed to the Rainbow Bridge, but he's absolutely going to be continuing to work from the other side. And it's time for the rest of us to just step up and into what we've been doing. So thank you all for the journey. And especially thank you so, so much for showing up for the Oracle card readings, learning more about Lemuria, bringing your questions, and for listening to me week after week and being here for the energy healing and everything. I love you all, and take good care of yourselves. Okay, bye. See you next week.